BoCo's overhaul was completed and had just returned from the Dieselworks a few months later with a new modification added to him. Bill and Ben were puzzled.
It didn't seem like there was anything wrong with you, BoCo.
Oh, nothing wrong at all. I was given new equipment.
But you look exactly the same. What new equipment?
Ha ha ha! The equipment is on the inside. The Fat Controller had a new alert system installed in my cab. It's a button that has to be pushed as soon as it starts flashing.
And what happens if it's not pushed?
My brakes come on. It's there to make sure my driver is paying attention, especially when I take the midnight goods with Bear. I assume the Fat Controller wants to take caution after getting such a headache with a few sleepy signalments one time too many in the past. Ha 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 ha.
Puh! More like he wants to be sure you don't fall asleep on the job.
BoCo was right about the alert system, but he reckoned without one small hiccup from someone else. Edward had gone to the steamworks to be mended before the summer holidays, so BoCo, Derek, and the twins had to look after the branch line themselves. During his overhaul, BoCo's regular driver was away on holiday, and a relief man took his place. However, he was more used to operating steam engines and wasn't very keen on driving a diesel like BoCo. They had just left with their first train from Upper Brendam when... What in the blazes is that?
The alert system, sir. You have to press it or...
Alert system? What rubbish! That's the problem with you newfangled diesels. Easily too distracted. Why, back in my young days, those fine steam locomotives kept us very busy. You had to be alert, or... Eh? What's the matter now?
You didn't have to press that button. My brakes come on if you don't. It's to prevent runaways.
Ah, phooey! I'll tell you how to stop a runaway. BoCo rolled his eyes. He could tell this wasn't going to be easy. The relief driver continued to give him grief for the rest of the day and the next. Instead of keeping his head straight, he still made more foolish mistakes to which he was too proud and stubborn to admit it. He went backwards instead of forwards, his gears were jerky, and to make matters even more complex, he still ignored the alert system, only pressing the button down at the last second, and he laughed when BoCo tried to reason with him. The old diesel was feeling annoyed and stressed.
The new driver is impossible. He's more interested in his glory days than he is keeping the train running.
Oh dear, he does sound like a handful, old chap. Still, it must be some comfort that you'll be able to stop, even if his mind does go wandering.
I suppose you're right, but still, a railway is no place for his games.
A few evenings later, BoCo took his goods train to the mainland and was now bringing trucks back. The night air was still, and thankfully the new driver hadn't given him much hassle. As BoCo rolled through the quiet countryside, the familiar beep of the alert system began. BoCo braced himself for a comment from the driver, but none came. Instead, he heard snoring.
Oi! Stop fueling around! This little joke of yours isn't funny anymore! Wasn't to begin with, either!
Still, there was no reply, and the beeping continued. BoCo looked down the line and turned white as a ghost. Up ahead, some fish vans from the Flying Kipper stood at Wellsworth, waiting to be shunted out of the way. BoCo knew he needed to stop.
Wake up! Wake up now!
Oh, dearie dear. Your driver asleep, BoCo?
Don't worry. We'll wake it for you.
Wait, hold on! Don't you lot try to... Ah!
BoCo rolled helplessly down the line and closer to the fish vans. He couldn't bear it. He shut his eyes tight. Suddenly, there was an almighty screeching. BoCo's brakes had come on, much to his relief. He put all his effort into halting the train, fighting against the trucks. At last, the train groaned to a halt, with BoCo's buffers mere inches from the vans.
Phew, that was a rather close call.
No fair! This is only part of our fun!
There's a fun time and place for good fun and bad fun. This is the opposite.
Aye? What's happened? How did these vans get here? BoCo's regular driver returned the next day and immediately adapted to the alert system. BoCo was relieved. He never had to worry about being a runaway again. Meanwhile, the Fat Controller had some strong words for the relief driver. I will not accept intolerant behavior when it comes to safety and smooth running on my railway. You relief drivers seem to make a bad reputation of causing me and my engines trouble these days. But sir... no buts, my good man. You shall be demoted of your duties and go back to training under proper supervision to be more vigilant and listen properly, no matter which engine you are tasked of operating. That'll teach you not to be so proud and stubborn. Need I say more? After that statement, I don't think the driver would be talking about his glory days or forgetting to stay awake and alert anytime soon. Don't you?